very happy today because now I can finally take up the countertop. The reason why I couldn't do it before is because first I had a faulty stop valve on the left-hand side to shut off the cold water. So I had that installed and I thought, okay, I'm ready to go now. And then I realized there was a water line. There's a special water line here in Kansas, so I need to be able to shut that off. And so I thought, well, I'll just use the water main to shut that off. No, not good. The water main doesn't really work, and there wasn't a way to shut it off down there at the filtration system in the dark haunted basement. So I ended up getting these ball valves, and they work really easy. I just cut the line and then popped the line into each end, and of course I had it configured a little different. I had it configured this way so that it actually stopped water flow. And so I'm going to do the same thing up here, just in case I need to quickly shut off the water line and I don't want to go down to the haunted basement. So all I'm going to do is just cut the line right here and then quickly pop in the water valve. There it is without the very ugly countertop. As you can see, it's pretty good quality, so I'm glad that I kept it. It's not any particle board type drawers, except for parts of them are particle board. Anyway, it's held up well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some solid core doors up there, and then of course I'm going to cut out the area for my apron sink. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna start in on the countertops today. I have two solid core doors that I'm going to use as a kind of butcher block type countertop. And these are 30-inch wide doors. I marked off 4 inches to cut. And then coming all the way down here, and that'll be 4 inches from there, so that'll be my corner. So I'll get to sign and see how that works out. I just want to make note of something that I'm very happy about, because throughout my whole process here, everything has been kind of difficult to do. But when working with these solid core doors, this just typical battery handsaw just cuts through them like butter. I have absolutely no problems. It probably takes longer to cut the cabinets to fit than it does to cut what is supposed to be the countertops. So I'm so happy about that. I have one thing here that has gone really easy. Yay! You might be wondering why I didn't just use the finished side to be on the outside. But these doors are very heavy, and so once I got them up here, I don't want to deal with having to flip them around and move them around more than I have to. So that's why. So what I plan to do is just fill this in with some wood filler to make it smooth, and then I'll either stain it or paint it. And if I paint it, it really won't matter what the edge looks like. I just sawed off this door in one cut. So easy. I am loving these doors. I cut the other door, and since I needed to move around the door to cut it anyway, I went ahead and put the finished side out so you can see how lovely that looks. And I don't know what to do with the excess, but I'll leave it there as a kind of fun backsplash for now. And since I'm being so lucky today, the overhang that I needed to fill in with some more solid core door was the exact length that I had already cut off of this side. So it fit just perfect because everything's going my way today. I just wanted to show you something I'm kind of excited about, and that is when I sand this wood filler, it is perfectly smooth. It's so nice. Hooray for Craig, who found me this little cabinet that is just perfect. I'm not gonna screw it in. It has little tabs where you can screw it into the countertop, but I'm not gonna do that because I still haven't plugged in the dishwasher yet. So I'm not gonna do that quite yet. And what else I'm gonna do is, as you can see, I was just using it as a cabinet for the garbage can. And I'm gonna leave it open. So I will paint the inside the same pretty dark blue color as over here. And then I'll remove those hinges. And it should look just perfect. And the first order of business, I'm going to screw the countertops to the cabinet bases. So all those little triangles, I'm gonna screw the cabinet tops down. Well, it is way too hard to get back there. So I'm just going to screw the countertops in from the top. Over here. So I'll pound down this board onto this nail here, and then I'll add a screw through the board down to here, and also add a screw about here as well. All right, so I screwed this countertop portion onto there, and before I screw this down, I'm going to use it as a guide, and I'm going to mark different lines along the countertop to kind of make it look like it's made out of several different boards. I like that look, so hopefully that'll work. I'll do slightly different shades of wood for each supposed bar. I drew out all the lines here, so for the grain going this way, and then also for the grain going this way. So it'll look like they're separate boards joined together to form the countertop. I don't know why, but that's so much more pleasing to me than just a solid countertop. I don't know why, but I think that people will enjoy that more. I got this gel stain because it's supposed to have an even color. And I got it in Briar Smoke. So this should be fun. This gel stain is incredibly thick. It's a lot like paint. So you can see how it goes on here. It goes on like paint. So I don't know if I'm supposed to wipe some of it off or not. We will find out. It's going on so thick. I've been brushing it on and then kind of rubbing it with a cloth to get a thinner coverage so it's not so terribly dark. This is how it's going. It is turning out looking like the countertop is made from different boards, I think that it's turning out nicely. Almost all of one side done. The next thing that I'm gonna do is draw along here using a Sharpie a bunch of horizontal lines, because when you look on a butcher block, then the sides will be quite close together. I mean, the grain will be quite close together. So I want to try to copy that onto the side of the countertop. Here's my juvenile looking lines on the side. And then I'm just going to cover that up with the stain. Turning out so pretty. It looks almost exactly like butcher block. And this is even before I'm putting on the finish on it. I'm just very happy with this. Once again, I recommend solid core doors for your countertops. There's nothing better. Here it is, nearly all the way finished. I think it's turning out really beautiful. I'm very happy with it. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to draw lines with a Sharpie and then go over it with the stain. Okay, so my stained fingers. Just drawing a bunch of horizontal lines here. Just like a little 2-year-old. Just getting a lot of lines to kind of imitate the natural wood grain from the side. Getting ready to put on the final area. So I drew all these lines using a Sharpie, and I'm just gonna very thickly apply the last of the stain. And the stain is really easy to apply. It's the gel form, and it's kind of like paint. It's the same thickness. It's been almost 2 hours. So we're gonna call these countertops dry. And the next step I'm gonna do is to apply this oil finish. And I guess all I have to do is apply a generous coat and then wait 24 hours to apply a second coat. That's what I'm gonna do. The process is pretty simple. It just has a flip lid and you pour on a little bit. It's hard to pour and video at the same time. And then you just wipe it liberally on and then wait 24 hours. Now it's time to go home after a long, hard day's work. I think these turned out really nice. They look like expensive countertops, or they will once I get the wall tile on. And they were only a couple $100. Thanks for watching.